Good morning everyone, Jacques here from Dapper Shaves. Today we're going to do another hone video with a Japanese natural stone, or more commonly referred to as a JNAT. This one in particular is a Nakayama. So in my previous JNAT honing video, I described how they normally list the names for these stones. So let's just quickly go over it again. So they will first give you the stone's name, then hopefully they'll give you the strata or the layer from where it comes from, the appearance of the stone, so if it's a Kita or the color like a Asagi. This is a Asagi, we'll talk about that. And then the stone's hardness, all the way from level 1 to level 5 plus. And then there's some other attributes you can get in the stone, like Suita or Rengi, which is more appearance type of thing, so I'm not quite sure where that fits into the mix. In any case, this is a Nakayama, it's a Asagi, it's mounted in wood. It's a lovely piece of stone. This is a level 5 stone, level 5 plus stone, which indicates that it is incredibly hard. So what we're going to do today is we're going to hone up this SK1. The other videos we did a SK2 and a SK3. In this video, I'm not going to do a full progression. We're just going to do a bevel set on a finishing stone, see if that's capable. The razor, if we look at this razor, you will see light reflecting off the edge. Okay, so I can see, I don't even need to feel it. This razor is dull, and that is because that apex bevels are not meeting, and you can physically see light reflecting off the edge. So guys, you don't need to feel an edge tip to know if it's sharp or not. You can just look at it. The eye and fingers are very sensitive things. The stone, quite hard. I haven't used this one also in some time. It is a fast cutter. So once again, we're going to make use of a diamond Nagura, and we're going to raise a muddy slurry on the stone, and that take a moment or two because of the stone hardness. This diamond Nagura is a worn DMT 1200 grit little pocket plate. So Asagi is the appearance of the stone or the color. So Asagi, if I remember correctly, translate to yellow something, but it actually encompasses greens and blues and some other colors as well, at least to my knowledge. So if somebody's got a bit more insight into that, that would be nice. So we're creating a nice thick slab. I'm not going to add more water to the stone. If you really want them to cut quick, you must have a little bit of mud going. Okay, so I know the heel has got I'm not sure if you can guys see, it's already turning dark, the slurry. The stone cuts really quick for such a hard stone. So I'm going to work the heel a lot because there's fundamentally no edge there, I know that. It's also the thinnest bevel part on the stone. So I need to get that in line with what we have on the rest of the bevel. I'm going to add a drop or two. And here I'm trying to use the entire stone width. This stone slopes slightly to my right hand side, so you'll see when the stone becomes more hydrated that the water will tend to slope down to my right hand, which I prefer, because I work the slurry from this way to the side of the stone, so if it runs back, that's quite nice. Feel, feedback, all the important things you need to consider at this point in time. I'm using quite a lot of pressure. This is a hollow grind razor, however they are quite stiff, so I'm using, I would say, about 400 to 600 grams of pressure when honing. I'm also breaking up the edge in quarters so that I work a section at a time. If you look at the pamphlet, I haven't got one, but I've seen one, the pamphlet that came with these razors, they'll show you how they're sharpening them. It's with this rolling strokes essentially. But for bevel set, I break it up into quarters so that I can make sure I hit the necessary spots, and then when I'm done, we start doing more rolling strokes when we refine the edge. I quickly want to stop here and have a look if we've made some progress. This razor has got a bit of wear right here at the toe, and it also reflects in the way the bevel sitting there. It's now wet. Let me just clean that off. You will see there that bevel shapes the same way this wear on the toe goes. The rest of the razor spine's actually looking quite good, and there's a lot less toe wear on the back side. So there's one more Japanese stone we need to do. Is also a Nakayama. It's that grey Asagi. That one is a slow cutter. We'll do a bevel set on that one. And then, as I said, when we're done with this honing series, I'm going to show you guys my method of evaluating and comparing stones to each other to get an understanding of their capabilities and if they are suited for razor honing. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm quickly going to clean the razor. I'm going to clean the stone under running water. I'm back in a second. So the bevel's obviously not set, but when we start looking at this edge now, you'll see at the heel it's got a little bit more, but I think in no time we'll have a bevel on this one. So once we've got the bevel on it, I'll see if it's sharp enough, and then maybe we'll just run a bit of just water on the stone to smooth that edge out, and then we'll see if we can maybe get it to treetop. And if that's happening, then I'm going to finish up on this video. I have got many other videos which I've linked to full progressions using Naguras such as Mohiro and Koma. So if you guys want to go and have a look at that, there's plenty of videos on them in my channel. Here I just want to show bevel set using a very, very hard and very, very fine Awasedo. The owner also really likes the stone, even though he's had very little time working on it. But I can assure you, sir, the stone is fantastic. It is a very quick cutter for a level 5. Not quite like the Awatani, but close. This is really, really a classy stone, like all the others in the collection. So the bevel on this thing partly was set. When I cleaned it up and did some polishing, that edge would have dulled, and that's where you could actually see it by eye. So refining and getting that bevel back, I don't think is too much further away. And if it is, it's not a problem, we continue. But the way this razor is cutting currently and how it's feeling on the stone is very encouraging. Shaving, I think it will do effortlessly. Yeah, now the hairs are just flying everywhere. So I want to rinse that. But what I want to quickly do is, let's quickly have a look at this under the scope and see what it looks like. I've got a bit of a flu seasonal thing going here, so alright, this is very at the heel extreme curve. So I've blended the bevel in nicely there. Still a little bit of scratches, but essentially nice and clean. No chips yet. And then we get to the toe. And the toe has got still a bit of a double belly going there. So what I'm going to do is, the bevel set on this thing, we saw that. So what I'm going to do now is clean the stone and then just rub some water or maybe a very thin slurry on there, and then we'll see if we can maybe get this razor to treetop quickly. I think we're just going to have a smidge of slurry on here. And now just looking to see where the water is not running nicely over the edge, and then work those areas. I'm backing off the pressure now quite a lot, so let's call it maybe 100 grams of pressure. And then when I get closer to setting this up for treetopping, I would use razor weight only. So summer is slowly returning. It's early in the morning, early-ish in the morning, sun's well out. I can feel the temperature climbing already. So we're in for scorchers this year, I think. Hopefully along with some much needed rain. I'm gonna get rid of that slurry, clean this razor, and then just run some clean water. Really get a feel for where this edge is at. I think this is going to treetop nicely. This toe is going to require a little bit more attention. When I work that area, I can feel it's slightly rough, and that's where it's cutting. And so that's nice to know. When you can feel what's happening on the stone with the steel, and you can verify that under a scope, that is nice to know. And then what I wanted to get at is that if you can verify what you feel on the stone, on the razor, that would indicate great feedback on the stone. And that is one of the big things, the feel and the feedback, that differentiate great edges from incredible edges. So I think we're going to stop here, and then I'm going to give this a quick strap and see if it retops. I'm not sure if you'll see some of the swarf in the slurry, very light, but this is just water, only no pressure, and it's still really cutting finely. It's a cool stone. I'm gonna quickly give this thing make sure the edge is at least half decent clean. So let's see if this will treetop. I've got some hairs here. It's taking some hairs. So it's there but not quite. So we are 18 minutes into this video. I'm going to keep working this for a minute or two, and then I think we're going to wrap up. What I want to do is maybe show you guys the stone in detail. Nice piece of skin here underneath, which is broken out. So the stone is then mounted into a wooden plate, and I'm not sure if you'll see on this angle, but it's sloped slightly off to this side. Beautiful patterns in this, very smooth, very homogeneous, and a thick chunk of stone. Give this a good wipe down. Really pretty. So once again, thank you for this channel's Patreon and supporter for giving me the opportunity to work with these stones. Really appreciate it, sir. So in the description for this video, there are links into my Instagram channel. If you want to go and follow that and see what's going on there. And there's also a support link. So if you would like to contribute and help supporting this channel, keep it going, you may use that mechanism. And to clean the stone off, clean the razor, give it a couple more strokes, and then folks, we are going to be done with this bevel set. What I would then going to do next, which is not going to be recorded, is the Nagura progression. And then I'll check this razor for sharpness and comfort, but I don't think there's going to be a shave video. I have done a shave video with the SK3, so go and check that out. I would like to return the stones and the razor to its owner, so he can appreciate them the same way I have. I would appreciate some comments in the comments field. If you guys will maybe want to highlight something, ask something, if I got something wrong, or maybe things you want to see in the next video, and then I'll see if I can make that happen. Okay folks, let's try tree topping again. And even if that still is not 100% unhappy, I wanted to show a bevel set and showcase the stone. You will see the stone again. I've said in all the other videos that I'm going to do a stone evaluation video, the things I consider for looking at stones. There we go. Tree topping very, very nicely across the blade edge. Very happy. I know already this razor will shave fantastic. If it tree tops like that and it doesn't pluck and it's that smooth, I know it's going to be irritation free. So before we drop off, let's quickly wipe this down and have a final peep under the microscope. There might be some fibers from the cloth still present, but we're not interested in fibers. We are interested in what the edge looks like. A little bit more direct sunlight, very clean lines, very nice. And I'll have to inspect this heel because it's so rounded. The light reflects to indicate, I think there is maybe still a double bevel, but we'll sort that out with a polishing. So once again, thank you for your time. See you guys on the next video.